besties, welcome in. I'm Sabrina, for those of you who don't know me yet. Today we are going to do the end of year book tag. And now I realize you're supposed to do this in kind of like the autumn time. And she's basically winter right now, but forget all that. We're going to do it anyway because I love a good book tag and I haven't done enough of them this year. So this one, I should have made my notes. Because I didn't do that, I'm gonna put on the screen the creator of this tag, and let's get into it. If you don't have yours yet, go get yourself a beverage, and we're gonna crack this open and get started. By the way, have you guys had the 7-Up Shirley Temple? So delicious. All right, so the first question is, are there any books that you started this year that you need to finish? No. I am not a big DNFer, and so if I DNF a book, she's gone. She's never coming back. She was terrible. She had nothing to offer. Okay, so that's gone and done. I'm never coming back to that. I also don't soft DNF books. Like once I start a book, I am committed to finishing it, and this is probably like self-punishment because I'm gonna finish that book. So there are no books that I have not finished yet that I need to get to before the year ends. I should probably be kinder to myself and put a book down when I'm not super feeling it, but I just don't. It's an anxiety thing. I have to finish it. I can't leave it sort of finished over there. You know what I mean? Some of you get me. I am envious of those of you who can just put a book down and come back to it later. Could not be me, honey. So the second question is, what books are you reading as we enter into the holiday season? Like I said, I'm doing this tag a little bit late, so we're like firmly in the holiday season. And the answer is so much too many. I'm reading or about to read or in the process of reading like 100 different books. I had a whole TBR video that should have gone up before this one. Yeah. I have a TBR video for December that went up before this one. And in it, I went through my list of like books that I want to read for the holiday season. There will be a reading vlog coming out soon where you'll see me reading through a bunch of those holiday books mentioned on the TBR video. I would say that in addition to that stack of holiday books, I'm also really hoping to get to Catherine J. Adams' Tonight I Bleed. I really love the first book in that series, and I have put off reading the second one for far too long. So I would love to get to that before the end of the year. So the third question is, which 3 books are you excited to read before the end of the year? Well, I just mentioned one, but like I can think of others. So let's just not put it on the list twice. Let's see. Okay. In Arcane Inheritance, that is coming out at the very end of December. I'm fairly certain I will not have time to read that before the year ends, but I would love to get my hands on it a little bit early. Barnes & Noble, if you hear me, I know you'd be sneaking books out onto the shelf early. Holla at your girl. So that I can finish it in 2025. The second book that I can think of that I'm like super excited to read before the end of the year is The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. I saw her in person at my local bookstore on her book tour talking about this book and talking about her writing process. First of all, she is so hilarious. Like I did not know that she was as funny as she is. I walked away from that being like, me and this girl could super be friends. And I think when I met her, I was like, you know, every time I pick up one of your books, I'm like, what is wrong with this girl? But it's working. It's working. She laughed. She thought that was funny, by the way. It's fine. So I really want to read that. I have my signed autographed copy from when I met her, and I would love to read that before the end of the year. If not, it's definitely feeling like a January book. The third book that I really want to read, well, no, it's not even really want to read, it's really have to read before the end of the year, is my book club book, August Lane, because our book club meeting is on like January 3rd or maybe the 4th. So I've got to get to reading, okay? No one in book club has said anything about this book yet, so I don't know if they all forgot. But listen, I'm gonna be reading it and I'm planning on showing up, so they better be there too, okay? We're having soup, it's gonna be a good time. So question number 4 is, are there any books that you haven't read yet that could still surprise you and become your favorite book of the year? I'm gonna go based off of the conversation that Alex E. Harrow had about Be Everlasting. I'm gonna say that that one has good potential to become like best book of the year. But also, you know, An Arcane Inheritance, there's a reason why those two books I like desperately want to read before the end of the year, because they look like they are so freaking good and I can't wait to get into them. I also, there's a book that's on my like October/November TBR cart, Slewfoot. Everyone absolutely raves about this book and I really want to read it. I just never got to it in October. If I can fit that in December, which no promises, but if I can fit that in, that one has potential to be book of the year too. So just based on everybody's reviews of it and what I know about it. So there's some possibilities, there's some contenders in there. We'll see. It's gonna be hard to top. I don't even know what book of the year is. I have a couple in mind. This has nothing to do with this video, but I have a couple in mind and I'm not really sure which one will win out. But I guess we'll find out. Question number 5, did you meet your reading goal for the year? So here's the thing, besties. I set my reading goal to 50, which is like a always thing. I always have it at 50 because I don't want to like chase this unattainable goal, because for me it will become an obsession. Like I won't be able to focus on or do anything else until I hit that goal. So for me, currently I've read 126 books, 125, 126. I've read that many books so far this year. But at the time of filming, by the time you're watching this, I should be at about like 132-ish. So I've far surpassed my goal of 50. So 50 is very attainable for me personally. And once I hit it, it's like now we can just read and not have to worry about a goal. But I also have FOMO, so I can't not have a goal. Do you see my conundrum? So I set my goal to 50 and I do not increase it once I pass it. I want to say I hit 50 in probably like May. So I don't know. I hit it pretty early on and I did not increase it and I don't care to increase it, and it's working for me. It works. This is how my particular level brand of anxiety works, and I have figured out how to work with it. So we're going to take that as a win. So long story short, my goal was 50. I totally met it and we're good to go. Speaking of goals, the last question on the end of year book tag is, what are your goals for 2026? I will have a whole video where we deep dive into my goals for 2026, but in a very quick nutshell, my goals are to buy less books. You didn't hear me say buy no books, because that's not a reality in my life, but to buy less books. I got a little out of control this year. I can admit that. And to not fall into the trap of trying to make trending content. I would say that I've done pretty good at making the content that I want to make. Like I try to just make the content that I want to watch, that I like to watch, and someone out there will love it too. If they don't, that's okay, because I'm just having fun. But every now and then I get the itch and then I'm like stressing over a video that I want to make when I realize like, girl, you don't have to make this. This is for fun. So just reminding myself that we don't need to make hyped up content. We just want to make the content that we want to make. I want it to be genuine. I want it to be like, this is my actual life. So focusing on that. And then kind of going hand in hand with the first one of buying less books, I want to reduce my number of physically owned books that are unread. There are a lot of them, and I think that I'm always going to have a lot of them, but what seems fair to me is that I should only have as many as what fits on my bookshelf. Currently there are multiple stacks on the floor, and that can't happen. I cannot have that. So I need to read down my physical TBR until all of those books fit on the bookshelf. That's gonna be hard because I buy books faster than I read them. That's not a problem that's unique to me, but it is still a problem. So that my goal is to work on that for 2026. So that is the very quick end of year book tag. I would love to hear about your goals, either what you accomplished in 2025 or what you're planning to accomplish in 2026 down in the comments below, because I'm nosy. I'd also love to know what you're reading right now, or like what you're like desperately trying to read before the end of the year comes, because again, she's nosy. I just want to know everything about you, bestie. So please leave me a comment down below and let me know what's going on in your life. And since you made it this far, you're a real one. I hope you enjoyed your drink, and I will, right after you hit the like button, I'll see you in the very next video.